Thank you. Thank you to the Global Sanskrit Forum for giving me this opportunity of addressing all of you. Also, thank you to the Tamil Nadu Sanskrit Forum for inviting me for this session. Before I start, I would like to ask the majority language should be in English or in Hindi. What language would you like, Ramya ma'am?
English, ma'am, because
Yes.
it is international conference.
Yes,
People from
yes,
across
yes.
the world have joined.
Yes, I'm comfortable with English. So
Yes,
without wasting any time, I would like to go directly into the topic, delve into the topic. We have heard a lot of talks in this conference on how Ayurveda, the daily routine and the lifestyle affects us. So, taking the same topic ahead, I have chosen today to speak on Dinacharya, Rutucharya, and Vega Vidharan. These are the main pillars in Ayurveda. Now, how they work? Many a times we are told that Sama Dhatu, Sama Agni, keep your lifestyle okay, then you will not have any diseases. But what is it exactly that makes us healthy? So today when I'm talking from the point of view of a clinician, because I see patients daily and what they convey to me and what then I give them the solution. So they want to know that you say that you get up at Brahma Muhurta, you should get up early in the morning. But if we give them the reasoning that this is happening in your body because you wake up at Brahma Muhurta, then it goes into the heart of that patient, of that person, and that person feels, oh, this is happening. That is why I have to get up early. And then they do not need any motivation from anybody else. They become self-motivated. So, what is it? Like the daily routine, Dinacharya, it starts with Brahma Muhurta. We have to wake up at least 45 minutes to 1.5 hours before sunrise. Now, what does happen to our body when you wake up that early? So, the first thing that happens to us is our body releases iron and calcium into the bloodstream. Our body releases iron and calcium into the bloodstream, because of which we feel enthusiastic, we feel like doing exercise, we feel energetic. For example, on a certain day, if you don't wake up early, then this surge doesn't happen. Because for this surge to happen, one has to be awake. If one is sleeping, then the surge doesn't occur. And that causes lethargy, body ache, loss of enthusiasm, and things like that. Now, these things happen continuously. Like all the time a person is waking up late, then the iron calcium surge slowly goes backward, and then the person does not feel the enthusiasm to start the day, to do exercise, to do their daily routine and things like that. So the importance of waking up early is this, that if you are awake, then only this thing is going to happen in your body. The second thing that we always say, that early to bed, early to rise. So if you have to wake up at Brahma Muhurta, you have to go to bed early at night. Now, why bed early at night? That also has a reason. Many of us Ayurvedic clinicians and many of the yoga experts might be getting people today who are telling them that they have this disease called as PCOD, that is called as polycystic ovarian disease. Now, this disease occurs because the endorphins or our hormones, which have to be released from our body at night, are not getting released, because for these hormones to get released at night, we have to be asleep at night. You can't just be lying on your bed and watching your mobile or reading something on your tab. The surge will not occur. So very simple, you have to sleep for your hormones to be released in your body. You have to be awake for iron and calcium to be released in our body. So once a person realizes, oh, this is the reason, so this is the main reason why I am having this obesity or this diabetes, because I am not sleeping early, then the person will try to make that change and will be self-motivated. So this routine that was set up by our ancestors is so correct in certain ways that even if the whole world will change, this thing that waking up early and sleeping early at in the night will never change. So there are many things that may change. Your diet may change, your work may change, your way of traveling may change, many other things will change in life, but that is why it is called as anadi and ananta. It will never change, it has to be fixed. So once we understand the reason that, oh, I need to sleep early for this reason, then we start making the changes. Now again, if I have to sleep say by 10:30, then in a city like a metropolis city like Mumbai, where people are traveling a lot and coming home late, it becomes humanly impossible to even have dinner early. Because if we want to sleep at 10:30, at least 2 hours prior to that, I must have finished my dinner. If I haven't finished my dinner by say 8 or maximum 8:30, then it is wrong on my part to sleep immediately. And today, the main reason why all these diseases are forming in our body, according to Ayurveda, is arm. When arm mixes with cough, it makes it more heavier. It causes these lifestyle diseases like diabetes and obesity and things like that. When arm mixes with pitta, it causes amla pitta. That means we have acidity, sour taste in our mouth, indigestion and things like that. And when arm mixes with vata, it causes amavata. So the arm, that is the byproduct of digestion. When your food gets digested and assimilated properly into all the ahar ras, it gets formed into ahar ras. So it has to be formed the pure ras. If the arm is mixed with that ras, then what will happen? It will also impurify the rest of the things. It will not make pure doshas, not make pure dhatus. So then our muscles will not be formed properly, our plasma will not be formed properly, blood will not be there, bones will not be there. So we will have bone disorders, maybe our spine is paining and things like that. So it is very important that we give time for digestion. Nowadays there is a lot of fashion for intermittent fasting. Fasting has always been advised in our religion also. But when we speak of Ayurveda, Ayurveda gives it such a lovely definition. It doesn't say fasting, it says langhan. See, it doesn't say upavas, it says langhan. Langhan means what? Shariram laghu karam. Any action that makes the body light. Means what? Does it mean that you just have to fast? No, you can sit under the sun also, and then also your body becomes light. You can do exercise, you can do panchakarma like Vaman, Virechan, or in yoga you can do Shatkriya, Dhauti, Vastra Dhauti or Basti, and with that also our body becomes light. So Ayurveda goes into the depths of this. It's not just intermittent fasting, it is making your body lighter. So if you know that it happens every day that a person comes home very late, 9:30, 10 o'clock, and cannot eat food and then sleep immediately, I advise them that you can take a dinner dabba with you. Like we take a lunch tiffin box with us, we can also encourage people to do a dinner at workplace itself. Now dinner at workplace, so when you come home late, you can just have a glass of milk, or maybe you can have a fruit, and your body feels very light. Most of the people, their question is this, that doctor, then how do you fill your stomach? How does our stomach get filled? So in this also Ayurveda has, in this Dinacharya, it tells that don't overeat. Your stomach is say the size of this much, and only 1/3 of the stomach we have to fill with solid food. So just imagine if your stomach is this much and you have to just fill 1/3. So we have to eat very less portions at one time. The rest 1/3 is to be filled with liquids. Liquids means they say dravat, not necessarily water. It can be buttermilk, it can be dal, it can be sprouts and made like we call usal. It can be those things. So all these things together, which are liquid in liquid form, have to be filled the next 1/3, and the rest has to be left empty. Women will understand this because when we grind anything in the mixer, if we fill the mixer totally, then we will not be able to grind it properly. So the same thing happens in our stomach. If it has to be churned, it has to be given some space. So keep up some space and eat. So this dinacharya, you start with taking proper care of your teeth. Your oral health is also important. Today's one of the main reasons for even the rise in diabetes is bad oral health. Many of the teeth are chipped, broken, people can't chew well, or people eat very fast without chewing. Also, that also causes indigestion, to get mixed with the all the dhatus, and thus it causes the body to become heavier. So in this dinacharya, the first thing is get up at Brahma Muhurta, clean your mouth, clean your intestines, go to the toilet, and then start some form of exercise. So rather than getting up in the morning and immediately having a cup of tea, exercise your body, stretch your body, lengthen your body. Lot of questions are being asked that whether gymming is good or whether yoga is good. So according to me, gymming and yoga are part of our own culture, because like all the yogic experts who are listening to this know that yoga has come from Lord Shiva. 84 laksha asanas he has told us, and I believe myself that Lord Hanuman was a person who probably went to the gym every day. So when people ask me, I tell them that gym and yoga is a part of our Indian culture. You can do whatever you like. Even you can run, you can do aerobic, cardio exercise, whatever pleases you, whatever makes your body light, you should do that kind of exercise, because of which you feel that you have earned the food that you have earned. Many people have this misconception that they will walk and that is a form of exercise. Many a times walking is just an activity. It makes us happy, no doubt, but then it has to either be brisk, it has to be long, and after walking also, it is advisable to do certain yogasanas so that the parts of the body that have been strained are brought back into normal. So after a good exercise, it is advised to have a nice good breakfast and then start your work. Now this dinacharya again changes according to the rutu. So this is called as rutucharya. As we know now, June 23rd will come. It is the longest day in the year. So there are some days which are the longest, some days which are smaller. So Brahma Muhurta also will vary according to that. According to that, we have to make certain changes in our body. Now again, in today's world, everyone wants a quick fix. Please tell us a quick fix in which we can increase our immunity. Used to be a very common question asked to me, especially during lockdown. So there is a quick fix for this too, which I would like to share with you. Now the summer season is going on. So many people are aware on Chaitra Shuddha Pratipada, Gudi Padwa, we usually have chutney made out of neem leaves. But unfortunately, we have it only on that one day and we just have a little bit of chutney. But if a person choose only one neem leaf every day in Chaitra and Vaishakh Rutu, then it is very good for the immunity. Then comes the rainy season, Varsha Rutu and Sharad Rutu. In that Rutu, one pinch of dry ginger powder, just one small pinch of dry ginger powder, along with one small bit of jaggery and a little bit of ghee to make a pill. And a small pill you can make and swallow it with warm water early in the morning. So this is in the rainy season. Then comes winter, and as we all know that Avla is available mostly in the winters only. So you take out the juice of one Avla and then 1 spoon of that juice if you take every day in the morning in the winters, that is in the cold months, the Shishir Rutu and Hemant Rutu. So you can have the juice of one amla in that season. So this is a quick fix. So these rutus, if you have these kind of juices and one neem leaf, your immunity is going to be high. But then this quick fix doesn't work if you don't do your dinacharya properly. You have to wake up early, you have to go to bed early, you have to do the shodhan, langhan, you have to do your exercise, and you have to follow this regime. Then only this rutucharya will also work. Now this again the changes as the rutu, like in Grishma Rutu the days are the longest. So then Ayurveda says, okay, other rutus you are not allowed to sleep in the afternoon. But in the Grishma Ritu, you can lie down for some time because days are long, your days are long, so you can take some rest in the afternoon. Again, there are certain people like small children, older super senior citizens, they are exempt to this rule. They can certainly even sleep during the day. Now the third part of the talk is about Vega Vidharan. Now Vega Vidharan is a very special part of Ayurveda in maintaining your immunity and general health. So what does Vega Vidharan mean? That there are bodily urges and there are mental urges, physical and mental. Physical, there are 13 urges. Like for example, I'm talking but I have an urge to burp. I must never suppress it. If I feel like burping, I must burp. Even for example, in today's metropolis, women want to go to the bathroom, but in the workplace, maybe the bathroom is not very clean, so they control the urine. That is also a very bad habit. So urine control, controlling your going to the toilet also early in the morning, and like I said, burp, you want to yawn. So there are 13 urges of the body which you should never curb. And then the urges of the mind. The urges of the mind you should always curb. Not only curb, you should try your level best in your whole life that those urges will slowly get so depressed and out of your life that they should not even come into your life. They should not even start coming. So that comes through practice only. It's not made, Rome was not built in a day. The same way our body, our health, everything, we can't gain in one day. So we have to do our dinacharya, we have to do our ritucharya, we have to do our Vega Vidharan, means bodily urges we should not curb and mental urges we should always curb. So all this thing comes from practice only. So we have to start from today. But once we know that this is going to cause me a good iron in my body, it's going to give me calcium because of which my bones are going to be good, I don't need to take then any other supplements. It's going to cause hormones to circulate well in my body, because of which I will not have PCOD, or my children, my daughters especially, will not have obesity and diabetes and hypertension also. So these are the three main pillars. When we say that आम उत्पन्न हुआ है and आम से कोई रोग हुआ है, some disease is because of आम. But why that आम has been formed in the body? We are overeating probably. Today's world, according to me, is opulence. We have a lot of things. We have a lot to choose from. If many of you will remember, I remember my childhood, and I used to go to the market, and whichever vegetable if I wanted and was not available, then we had to make do with whichever vegetables were available. So there was less, and so there was less to choose from, and we could choose. And it's like you're traveling in a bus. If the bus is empty, then you are like, you don't know where to sit. But if there's just one seat, you don't have any choice, you just go and sit in that seat. So that's what life threw at us. But today, because of opulence, we are indulging in the children. Actually, what we need to do is, we need to give our children the best. So the best that is good for them, not the best that we have missed in life or what we think. Like I had a girl, a patient, which the example is very, one can say, you can understand easily when I give this example. This little girl used to come to me, she was in senior KG, and that means she was about 5 years old, and she was already weighing about 35 to 40 kgs. So I told her mother that you need to hold her hand and you need to train her in running and put her into some sports so that she'll be agile and she'll become lighter. So the mother told me one thing is that she doesn't have time, doctor, because she goes to school and then she goes for tuition. So I said, the tuition, instead of putting her for tuition for the studies, why don't you put her into the tuition for sports so that her body will become more agile? This is what the mother told me. But what the father told me was like, he said, doctor, when I was small like her, my parents were not very rich and I couldn't get chocolates and cold drinks, which I used to yearn for. So I don't want her to miss out on that. So then I give her the chocolates and the cold drinks and things like that. So then I told the father that, see, it was you who didn't get the cold drinks and chocolates, right? So if you didn't get them, why don't you eat them? Your daughter, by eating them, is having some problems with her body. She can't digest it. So don't give her that. You eat it. You've lost out of life. You enjoy it. There's no harm. You are slim and trim. You have no problem. You could eat it. Then the family rectified. They understood what I mean to say. And today the girl is a big grown-up girl going to college, nice and healthy. They had put her into badminton. She's played badminton on school level, which is a very good thing that happened to her. So, in short, I would like to sum up this talk saying that whatever we are doing, our dinakram, our rutucharya, and our vega vidharan should be focused totally on our health. And why, once we understand why we are doing it, then the act itself, it becomes a motivation. So I think I've covered many of the topics, and I would like to open to all of you. If anybody would like to ask some questions, then I'm open to questions and suggestions. If anybody wants me to add something also, I would like you to tell me about it. If you could raise your hand, then the host can unmute you also. Any questions? Yes?
Actually, Dinacharya, we have Tangula Charmanam and so many such things.
Yes, yes,
They're all running. So, Tangula Charmanam, what do you feel? How can it be brought in?
yes. I would like to also, like, about Tambul also, and also about the massage. Many people today, very good question, because massage, many in the WhatsApp university generally, you know, it's like nabhi mein tel you should apply, and then this happens if you apply ghee, and if you apply oil, and if you apply amuk oil, and this and that. So that is totally baseless, because our nabhi does not have any blood supply or any nerve supply. Once the nabhi is cut, it is a totally rudimentary organ. But many a times, because of there is a lot of gas in the stomach, you apply some oil that you feel good. But if we want to apply oil for our digestion, we have to apply in the line of our large intestine. Means like cecum is down, so you come up like this, then you go transverse, then you go down. You know, 1, 2, 3. This is the way to massage, so that our digestion becomes improves. Also, Ayurveda said in 3 places you must apply oil. One is in your ears, on your head, and on the soles of our feet. In case we cannot apply oil to the whole body. Actually, it is a very good idea that one should apply oil to the whole body at least on a Sunday. And if I remember right, when I was young, this was a practice in every house. But nowadays I've seen that even women are working, they're busy, and overall Sunday is a day of laziness. But if you apply oil and have a nice warm or hot water bath on a Sunday, it will keep you fresh and very, vivacious. Your skin will improve, and overall your health will certainly improve. Even applying the oil to the soles of the feet. Say you come from your workplace at say 6:30, it will be a good idea to do a squeeze massage to the soles of your feet and the finger and the toes, and then wash the oil off, because it's many a times it's hot and we don't want the oily feeling on the legs. You can wash it off nicely with soap, but that whole massage will make sure that you will get very good sleep at night. So these little things, even this tambula, now we say, like I said, oral health is very, very important. That is why today, nowadays, we don't advise, because the fibers of tambul, they get stuck in the teeth, because the oral health of today's people is not good. They have many caries, cavities, and they don't get it cleared from a dentist. If you get your teeth made properly, then you can have tambul with aniseeds, with a little bit of tuna, gives a lot of calcium. the khadir or the katha that is added to the tambul is also very good for our skin. So all the things that are added in the tambul are also very good for our health. But basically, why don't we today, Ayurveda Acharyas, why don't we go into the depths of all these things? Because the major things today are getting overlooked. Then if the major parts of your body are unhealthy, this tambul will cause more caries, it will cause things to get stuck in your teeth, cause more bacterial infection, and it may cause more problems. So if we are healthy and our teeth oral health is very good, then it is a good idea to eat tambul. Otherwise, I advise today that you can brush your teeth at night would be a better idea. And even if you live in a small village and you can get khadir stick or neem stick, you can use it, like we used to do danta dhawan, that use that as a brush also is a very good idea because the teeth become very strong. Now, how to start it? See, many of us are already having teeth problems. So what I tell them is that alum, you get alum, but you must buy Shuddha Turti. Shuddha alum you must buy. It comes in a white color powder. A pinch of alum in cool water. You put a pinch of alum in half a cup of cool water and you rinse your mouth at night. This will cause your gums to strengthen and even your teeth to get bound better. And then you will be able to, your oral health will start improving, So these are steps. Now, if again, if you, after alum rinsing, early morning after waking, we have now today a powder like Vico Vajradanti, which is an Ayurvedic powder that has got very good effect on the gum, and its ingredients are also very good for the teeth. So if you first rub it on your teeth nicely and then you brush your teeth, this is a very good idea. So this massage, this danta dhawan, these are the smaller points in the dinacharya. Like I said in the beginning, my talk is will be not more technical, but it will be more from a clinician's point of view. Because as I see patients every day, last 40 years I have been practicing, and my patients come up with all these problems. So practically, if I tell them ki you eat tambul and you put aniseeds and you put katha and you put chuna and you have it, if I tell them this, then it becomes impractical for them because their teeth themselves are not good. They have got a lot of caries and they've got a lot of problems with their teeth. The first thing I advise them is look into your oral health, visit a dentist, because maybe your diabetes, maybe your obesity is because of this. So I always tell about the main pillars. Once I know that my iron and calcium is good, then I have the energy to do the rest of the things. So that is why I had put these two these two topics on the side. So any more questions?
Ma'am, okay.
Yes.
Ma'am, I'm Dr. Lata Sridhar, ma'am.
Yes.
I you refer Abhyanga Snana, but generally Snana in its true sense, with cold water or hot water that is prescribed in Dinacharya, no ma'am, what as a physician you would refer to?
Yeah, so snan, as told in the book, no hot water should be poured on the head ever. Warm water or lukewarm water should be used for all our indriyas. All the indriyas should be basically washed with cold water is always better. Now, today research has proved this. If you see research by Stanford University, it has proved that people in the Arctic regions have in this area something called as brown fat or yellow fat. This brown fat or yellow fat is generated in our body if we shiver. So what today India has in general become a warm country, we have very mild winters, but if we have proper winters and we shiver in those winters, then our brown fat and yellow fat increases, which is very good for health. So then I tell people that if you are used to a hot water bath, then you do something, start the shower cold, shiver under it a little bit. It says 30 seconds, only 30 seconds of shivering every day is enough to build yellow fat and brown fat. And yellow fat and brown fat, they say yellow means it's brownish, it's dark yellow color. It sustains us and it helps us in our life. So bath, what is told in Ayurveda ki indriya and head, never bathe with hot water or warm water, always lukewarm and coldish water. And the rest of the body, it, I always tell, depending on your prakruti, if asked, if like honestly, if I am asked, I will say bathe with cold water. I will never say bathe with hot water, because again it is prakruti of the patient. If a patient is pitta prakruti, I totally encourage them to have bath with cold water only, because that cold water bath also helps in reducing the pitta from the bahya roga marga. As you know, madam, we have abhyanta roga marga and bahya roga marga. So many a times the bahya roga marga also has to be cleared of that dosha. So if we give cold water baths to pitta prakruti, it's good. And kapha prakruti also, if we give cold water baths, then they will lose weight also. So in both ways, I tell, if you want to go according to Ayurveda, and if you are not well and if you are a little tired, have a warm water bath, but see to it that don't have a very hot water bath.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was quite informative. And the style you spoke was very good, ma'am. Thank you. Ramya ma'am has raised. Yes, ma'am. Actually, I had a doubt.
Yes.
All these days I was thinking that taking any type of bath doesn't affect our body. So today you have made it clear, like taking bath in warm water is very much different from taking bath in cold or in a very hot water. We are not supposed to take hot water, that especially on our head, we should not pour the hot water.
These are our
Right.
indriyas, na?
And,
So, yeah.
And you said, ma'am, the digestive, the acidity problem, once it comes, it will affect our oral hygiene, and it is also coming in the path of pitta or kapha or vata, ma'am. Like you said, there are three dosha.
Pitta, that acidity is of two types. One is amla pitta that we call. So the sour, all sour taste keeps coming up. That is because of indigestion. But many a times we see people tell us that there is a bitter aftertaste. It's not sour, it's bitter. So when it is bitter, that means the pitta is pure pitta. Uska agni, as you know, pitta has many gun, na? Drava, ushna, visra. So that ushna gun has increased. And in acidity, the drava gun has increased. So we need to change a little bit of treatment when we are treating drava gun and when we are treating the ushna gun. So when we are treating, when drava gun has increased, we have to give medicines that will reduce the drava and increase the ushna. And if the ushna has increased, we have to give shital chikitsa. We have to reduce that ushnata. Secondly, it is, if we think from the chemistry point of view, when the stomach is empty, the pitta that comes there has to be a little less powerful because there's no food there. And after you eat food, the pitta that comes there has to be a little bit more strong. If it is stronger, then that pitta will cause the food to digest well and not cause that sour aftertaste.
Ma'am, and one more doubt I have been having it for a long time, ma'am. When we go to English doctors, when we have cholesterol, they say you should not take ghee. But in Ayurveda, they say that ghee is good for health. Which one is the right thing to follow, ma'am?
Now I'll tell you about ghee and about oil. What Ayurveda says, what the Samhita says, I'm telling you, because when I studied, we only studied the Samhita. We never had any textbooks to refer to. Now the Samhita says, if you want to put on weight, take ghee. If you want to lose weight, take oil. Okay? Now in oil also, there are three types of oils. Ingudi tel. Ingudi tel is one of them. Then arsi tel. Arsi, nowadays the seeds which we use, oil. The seeds nowadays that we use like the sunflower and the pumpkin seeds, the third, not hemp seeds. I forget the English name. So that these two oils,
sunflower oil, ma'am?
not sunflower, the we make mukhwas nowadays till alshi seeds. In English, in Marathi it's called alshi.
Ginger oil.
Pardon?
Gingerly oil.
No.
Rice bran oil, ma'am?
Not rice bran.
Yes, rice bran. Rice bran.
No, not rice bran. That alshi seeds with which we do fermentation to the small children when they have cough. It has.
That's what tawad. That is called bran, ma'am.
No.
Yes, ma'am.
Not alsi. Rice bran is a different oil.
Tawad.
Rice bran is a different oil.
Okay.
I'll remember.
Castor oil, ma'am?
Huh? It has.
Castor oil?
No. It has.
No, you can't cook with castor oil.
It has omega 3 in it. Anyway, but
Olive oil, ma'am?
I'll come to the topic first about oils. I will tell you. Oils like we have just spoken: sunflower oil, rice bran oil, olive oil, groundnut oil, coconut oil are most, and till are most of the oils that are seen in the kitchen. So when we want to cook Indian food, means you want to make tadka, then you must use an oil which has a very high smoking point. Now in this, the groundnut oil and ghee have the highest smoking point, and rice bran oil. Now rice bran oil, we don't get filtered, we get refined rice bran oil. That is why I tell to avoid rice bran oil. Even though it has a high smoking point, it is advisable to use groundnut oil and ghee for Indian type cooking. Now if you are doing shallow fry, if you are having shallow fried fish or you're shallow frying chicken, then for that you can use sunflower oil. Again, if you are making a salad and you want to put kacha oil, then you must use extra virgin olive oil. You cannot use extra virgin olive oil for Indian cooking. Is that clear? So these are the different kinds of oil that we must use, and these must be used for different functions. Why I am specifying? One day I told one lady you must mix oils and use. So she mixed all the oils in one bottle and then she used to use it for cooking. We must use them for different functions so that those oils are useful to us. And if you want to lose weight, then oil. And if you want to gain weight, then ghee. So for cholesterol, now see again cholesterol, why do we have cholesterol rises in our body? Because we cannot digest oil, or we cannot digest fat, or we are eating so much carbohydrate that carbohydrate is getting converted to fat. Is that understood? So what happens is the cholesterol क्यों increase हुआ है? First we must reduce that. Don't think about what we should eat. Think about what we should stop eating. So we must stop eating carbohydrates. Today our food is very high in carbohydrate. If I ask anybody, what lunch do you have? The lady will tell me, I have 2 chapatis and so much rice. Nobody will tell me how much vegetable they are eating, how much dal they are eating, how much salad they are eating. So our aim should be, we must eat lots of dal, lots of vegetable, salad, and only 1/4 of that praman you must eat your chapati or bhakri or rice or whatever if you are a vegetarian. Again, I would like to specify, many people, all of you here are learned and Ayurveda charyas. Many people come to me and ask me, but madam, Ayurveda, no? Then how you telling to eat non-veg? So I tell them, Ayurveda is a Ved. Ayuhu asmin Vedaha anena iti Ayurvedaha. What I know and what I have read in my Samhitas, it tells you that if you, in every rog, Mausahar, Mausaras is written. From Mayur mouse to Kachue ke mouse, every type of mouse and meat has been described in the Ayurvedic texts. Nowhere Ayurveda advises that you have to become only Shakahari. Again, when we describe Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic food, I would also like to add this. Sattvic food, nowhere is it written that don't eat non-veg. Sattvic food is that food which keeps us satiated for a long time. And my own experience is that high protein diet keeps you satiated for a longer time, rather than eating something sweet, which according to me puts you to more to sleep rather than awakening you and making you fresh. So when you think about sattvic, rajasic and tamasic, don't think about, I feel that if I'm eating a vegetarian meal, say like in Mumbai, I live in Mumbai, so the most popular food is vada pav or pav bhaji. Vada pav, if you're, oh, that Kirti College vada pav, oh, I love it. Even though it is vegetarian, it becomes tamasic because so much of your vasana is there in that food. So the main thing what we need to do today is to reduce all these things, our urge to eat too much. So focus, if you have high cholesterol, focus first on how that fat is going to get digested. See, three things are there. If sugar is and carbohydrates are not digested in your body, you will have diabetes. If proteins are not digested, you will have high uric acid stones and joint pains and things like that. If fats are not digested properly, you will have high cholesterol. So that means the root is digestion. Now again, I would like to remind all of us Ayurvedic physicians, when we read Ashtanga Sangraha, in the Sutra Sthan, I think the third or the fourth shlok says we are doing Kaya Chikitsa. And what in our minds settled is Kaya means Sharir. But we forget that Kaya has another meaning. Kaya also means Agni. And Agni Chikitsa, apne Agni ki chikitsa karna, is the main way we are going to treat our patients. Means we have to rise the Agni of that particular Pancha Mahabhut, whichever Dhatu as that Pancha Mahabhut, we have to increase the Agni of that Mahabhut. As you all know, there are 13 types of Agni in our body. So we have to increase that Agni so that that particular dosh, that particular Pancha Mahabhut gets digested, and then we gain health.
Thank you, ma'am. Finally, I have one more
Yes.
question, ma'am.
Yes.
As a physician, for a healthy gut, can you give tips?
Yes.
Quick.
I'll give you like a quick fix, which I give nowadays to all my patients, and they are gaining. You can also try this. I tell them
Yes.
to take 1 glass of warm water, means warm on the hotter side, but drinkable. I tell them to put 1 teaspoon of isabgol, sat isabgol, husk, the husk of sat isabgol. 1 teaspoon of that.
Ma'am, what does it mean?
Isabgol is the name of the husk. I will put it in the group. I will send it to Dr. Mishra, the English name. It is like a laja. It becomes thick when you put it inside hot water. Phyllium, Phyllium.
Is it poha? What you mean?
It is called as isabgol. Isabgol.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, isabgol, and you put it, and it starts becoming thicker. And 1 teaspoon of triphala.
Okay.
Triphala churna 1 teaspoon, and 1 teaspoon of isabgol in 1 cup of a glass of warm water, and drink it about 1 hour before lunch and before dinner if your gut is not healthy. This
Okay, ma'am.
reduces leaky gut. It acts as a how we give curd or how we give buttermilk. It will act like a probiotic.
Okay.
And it does help in the gut health. And first few days you can ask them to do every day, then afterwards reduce it to 1 alternate day, and then maybe once in a week, and then you can stop, because their gut health will improve automatically. The person will tell you that I am much better.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And is there else as tips you can give apart from this?
Like I told, those 3 health tips which I told, neem leaf, sunthi powder, and the amla leaves, that is everything. Yes. Along with that, I always tell people that try to avoid stale food. if you can cook, say breakfast at breakfast time, lunch you have made and taken the lunch with you, and dinner you make a separate dinner, fresh dinner, then it is always good for your gut also and for your general health also.
Good. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
I thank
Any
all
other
of you.
questions?
Yeah.
Any other questions to ma'am? Any doubts to be cleared? Any participant?
Raise hand.
Okay. So I think everyone is very clear about the concept of the session, ma'am. So, ma'am.
I thank once again the Sanskrit Forum of Tamil Nadu and also Professor Mishra for inviting me, making me a part of this this whole parivar. And Sanskrit is very close to me, though I don't venture to talk because maybe I make mistakes in the vibhakti or anything. But when I was studying, I have studied the Parama Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi for my Sanskrit in college too. So I'm very honored to be a part of this Sanskrit forum. Thanks once again, and I hope that my talk has been has thrown some light on our daily routine.
Thank you so much,
Thank
ma'am,
you.
for your knowledge. Good talk. From the beginning of the session, you have been keeping us very much engaged. You have been put lot of questions, and more we felt like asking questions. It was probing us.
Yes.
So I thank you on behalf of all the participants. So
Thank you. Thank you.
So the unknown you have been statement session on the dinacharya, and then you have made us to understand what is ritucharya, and then vega vidhana, right, ma'am?
Vidharan,
So
yes.
these are the new able to understand the terms in Ayurveda. So once again, I thank you a lot. And yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you
Good day.
so
Thank you. Namaskar. Namaskar.
Namaste, ma'am.
तर प्रेक्षक हो, हे होते थोडेसे अंश आजच्या सेशनचे. तुम्हाला काही प्रश्न असतील तर तुमच्याकडे तर माझा नंबर आहेच. मी डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्समध्ये माझा नंबर घालून ठेवलेला आहे. त्या नंबरचा तुम्ही उपयोग करू शकता. मला कधीही तुमचे प्रश्न विचारू शकता. नमस्कार.